busy people getting fit in Fulshear, Texas. Our aim is to help you look better, feel better, and perform better as quickly as possible. I'm your host, Brian White with Blue Eagle Fitness and Nutrition. Welcome. Hey, what's up, Clancy?
Hey, Brian, how's it going today?
Great. Got a big question for you. Have you pooped today?
This is going to be awesome. Oh, yes. Yes, I have.
Excellent.
Yes,
It's
I
going to be a
have.
great day. It's going to be a
This is
great
going to
day.
be good. It's always a good day when that happens,
I,
which is, for me, is, every day is a good day. Let's
Well,
just put it
I
that
tell
way.
my wife that a perfect day, this is how I gauge a perfect day. Did I French kiss my wife? Did I sneeze? And did I poop? If those three things happen, then I'm good.
Why
But,
sneezing?
oh, I love to sneeze. It is one of the greatest. Do you remember the show Third Rock from the Sun?
Yeah.
The woman alien, the female alien.
Yeah.
There's an entire episode devoted to her sneezing, and I so am that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. Something random.
So that's good.
Today we are talking about something that is very personal to most people, and that is constipation, especially while traveling. That's why we've actually kind of at the end of travel season. School has kicked back up, but on more than one, and let's say about three or four, so less than half a dozen, but more than twice, conversations that I have had where people are asking me my advice on handling this type of situation, especially while traveling. Yeah, so I know there's a
Yeah.
need for people to know more about this topic, even though it's a bit
Yeah.
odd for us to be talking about, right?
Well, I mean, it is a little odd and it is personal. And like my father-in-law says that pretty girls don't poop. So if he sees a pretty girl, he says, I bet she doesn't poop.
Good to know.
Um,
Good to
so
know.
the fact is, though, for all girls and all people, it is good. It is good, especially if you want to lose weight, for heaven's sakes. I know people that they tell me they don't go but every 3 or 4 days. And I'm like, oh no, no, that stuff, you don't want that stuff sticking around in there, literally.
Yep.
Gross.
Yep.
Gross.
Okay, so let's talk about constipation, especially while traveling, and what causes it and what can we do to fix it. So there
Okay.
are a few causes. One is our bodies prefer to operate on a schedule. So your body wants to wake up at the same time. It wants to go to bed at the same time. It wants to eat at roughly the same times during the day. And when we travel, it often ruins, that schedule. How often
Yeah.
one of the things we talk about, because you can all the earlier flights, the flight that leaves at 6 a.m. is usually cheaper than the one that leaves at 10. But now that requires me to wake up at 3:30 or 4 in the morning to get up, packed, and out the door, for me to drive an hour to the airport, things like that, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And guess what?
so
You don't poop till 7 o'clock that night.
yeah, or it may be a couple of days, right? So
Right.
we're off schedule, and I know my body works pretty in a pretty healthy way. I wake up 5:30 almost every morning, even on Saturdays. When I don't have an alarm, but I will just naturally wake up between 5:30 and 6 on the weekends. But during the week, I set my alarm 5:30, wake up, take the dog out, go on a walk, come back, fix breakfast, take a shower, get ready to go, face the day, and eat my breakfast, eat lunch, eat dinner, go to bed about 9 o'clock at night. And when we're sticking to that regular schedule, then our bodies, all things that are related to the way our bodies work, stick to that regular schedule.
Yeah. Agreed.
So the second is when we travel, we have a tendency to not drink enough water, right? And the things that we are drinking instead are usually sodas, or fruit juices, and those things actually cause us to back up, right? Those are now we're off schedule, right? And so our bodies don't exactly know what to do, when to do it, and are we in a convenient place, near a bathroom? And then the second
Right.
is we're not eating or drinking, water as much as we probably were at home.
Right. And I'm sorry, no one wants to poop out on a road trip somewhere in some grody gas station. That's
You're
disgusting.
right. You're right.
So that's not happening.
Yeah. Hey, I traveled, in a previous life, I was in corporate sales, and I went on sales calls, and one of my partners, he refused to ever go into a public restroom for any reason. So I got very good at getting us. I was the planner, so I got very good at getting us to hotels as quickly as possible. Um, yeah, he's quite the guy. He travels a lot too, man. But yeah, he doesn't go to any public restrooms. So when we think about the first two issues, one is we're not sticking to our schedule and we're not in a
Mhm.
convenient place. But then the second is, we do make sure we need to drink enough water, especially while traveling. But it just in normal life, right? We want to make sure we're getting in water. Caffeine can
Right.
help. Caffeine does help our digestive process and make the things move through our system a bit quicker. So coffee, tea, those things can um, help move things along too.
Yeah, for sure. And we need like 25 grams of fiber a day.
Yeah, so we're getting into number three, which is we need to make sure we're getting in healthy sources of fiber. So, when we're traveling, thinking about being on a road trip or going through airports, we still need to make sure we're eating fruits and vegetables.
Right. And that's hard for
And
air
that can be
travel.
really hard. It can
I
be
just
really
took a
hard.
trip. Like I just literally got back from Florida yes Sunday, and I refused to buy airport food. A
Okay.
sandwich that's $15 or whatever. So I just packed my bag like I do at the gym.
Yep.
Have my little feed bag, I'm like a
Uh,
horse, that has her feed bag.
yes.
And I just brought hard boiled eggs that I cooked
Okay.
ahead of time, and I brought apples. And instead of, because otherwise I get completely thrown off, flying completely throws off my body.
Yeah.
And, so that helped a lot.
Yeah. So, when we talk about the three things, number one, we want to stick to a schedule as much as possible. Number two, we want to make sure that we're drinking plenty of water. Number three, we want to make sure that we're eating our fruits and vegetables. And just like you said, I mean, you have the perfect answer, which is try to take those fruits and vegetables with us, on the trip. Especially for us, when we
Mhm.
take a car trip, it's super simple, right? We put the bag, we put it in the middle, right
Right.
behind the console in the second seat where everyone can get to it. You don't have to ask if you can have some. No one in my family ever has to ask if they can have more fruit or vegetables. The answer is always yes, 100%. And it doesn't matter what the fruit or the vegetable is, you can eat it. Right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna become obese by eating too much watermelon. Right? If you think you can, come connect with me later. I will put money down on it. And I will bet you that you can't gain weight eating watermelon. So, okay, so that's our three. And then the fourth one is that we need to move more. Right? When we think about these road trips, sitting in the car for 8 or 10 hours,
That's
sitting
hard.
on a plane for 3 or 4 hours, and then sitting in a car
Mhm.
for another couple of hours. That we
Mhm.
need to move more.
I
When
know.
I
We would
go ahead.
we went on a road trip this summer, and David would stop at the gas station, and I would get out and I would just start walking circles around the gas station trying to get some steps, and then I was like doing deep squats, and I'm sitting over there, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He can't see me because I'm squatted down on the other side of the truck. "What are you doing over there?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just stretching and squatting," and
Yeah,
you know, but that's what you got to do.
it's what you have to do. And I think about the time when my kids were babies and they couldn't walk yet. And they had bowel movement issues. They were constantly constipated. And one of the things we would do is move their bodies around, for them. We'd put them in little jumpies and let them jump. And then we would, carry them and hold them and let them try to walk and jump and do all these things. That was our pediatrician's advice. And movement, your body is designed, movement is a signal that it is okay for you to poop, right? Because your body doesn't want, if it's not moving, it might think you're asleep, right? And this is an inconvenient time to go, right?
Right. Yeah, that's a very good point. I didn't think about that with babies. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so
For
4
sure.
ways to overcome constipation while traveling. Number 1, try to stick to a schedule as much as possible. Number 2, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Number 3, eat your fruits and vegetables, especially for the fiber. And number 4, make sure that you're getting up and moving as much as you possibly can.
Love it. Love it.
Anything else to add, Clancy?
Yeah, no one wants to be sick, fat, and bloated up in here. So do the stuff. Do the thing.
Do the thing. Do the thing.
Do it.
Okay, well, thank you, Clancy. I appreciate your company.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
All right.
You can get every episode of Busy People Getting Fit wherever you listen to your podcast or on YouTube. You can also reach us at busypeoplegettingfit.com. Until next time, thank you for listening.